Good morning students. So last time we started chapter 8 and properties of quadrilateral we did. I hope you have gone through those properties and today we are going to do few questions related to chapter 8. Right? So the first is angle sum property of quadrilateral. Angle sum property of quadrilaterals. So that what is that property? A quadrilateral we are having. It is, you must have done it in junior classes also. The sum of four angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. If I combine all these four angles, angle A, B, C and D, if I combine them, I join them, I will get an angle of 360 degree. 360 degree means a complete circle, right? Like if I cut this, we can do by an activity also. If I cut out these angles and I join it, I get a circle. So it shows that you are getting a sum of four angles of a quadrilateral, that is 360 degree, right? And now after this we have properties of parallelogram. All quadrilaterals we have done, square, rectangle, rhombus, but all are sort of parallelograms. So now we are going to do the properties of parallelograms. Properties of parallelograms. The very important and the first property, its proof is there also in your syllabus. You have to prove that in a parallelogram, if we draw a diagonal, the diagonal divides the parallelogram into two congruent triangles. So the property is a diagonal of a parallelogram, a diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles, right? So this we have its proof in our syllabus. So this we will be doing in the form of a theorem where we write given first. What is given to you over here? It's a parallelogram. A parallelogram ABCD is given to you. Right? What we have to prove? We have to prove that triangle, two triangles are where the diagonal is dividing, then these two triangles are congruent. Here we can say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ABC. This we have to prove, the triangles are congruent. Any construction we have done? We have done a construction, that is we have joined A to C. That is a diagonal drawn. It's your choice whether you draw AC or you draw BD, any one diagonal. So now what is its proof? For proof, you will be taking these two triangles in triangle ABC and triangle ABC. We usually do this mistake. Children, what you do, instead of and, you write this congruent sign over here. But this is wrong because we are supposed to prove it. So we will be writing it at last, right? So triangle ABC and ADC without any sign we are taking. Let us prove, then we will write that they are congruent. So we have AB and DC. They are opposite sides. Let us review the properties of parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are equal, as well as we can say alternate angles are equal. I can prove it by two or three types of congruence. Either I take these sides equal and this is common, then by SSS triangles are congruent, or two alternate angles and one common side, then by ASA triangles are congruent. Any one condition we can apply. So I am taking ASA. So in triangle ABC and ABC, angle 1 and angle 2 are equal. Why? Because they are alternate interior angles. How alternate interior angles? Because AB and CD are parallel. AB is parallel to CD and AC is a transverse. So angles are parallel. Similarly, 3 and 4. Angle 3 and angle 4. It is to make you convenient angles, numbers we have taken, right? Otherwise, we can take vertices also like BAC or ACD, right? It's your choice how to write. Now these are also alternate interior angles. Then we have AC common. So triangles are congruent by angle, side, angle, congruence condition. Angle, then side, then angle. Right? So these two triangles are congruent. After proving them, we write this, hence proved. Because this was a statement you need to prove. Right? Children, we will be doing this theorem. Its proof is there in your syllabus and you must do it. Now, rest of the properties only we are having. You have in your NCERT book all these properties given. You can see from there for parallelograms. What are the properties given? Properties are in each pair of opposite side of quadrilateral, if each pair of opposite sides of quadrilateral are equal, then it's a parallelogram. Same way, if opposite angles are equal, it's a parallelogram. Or these are the properties of a parallelogram which are given in book, right? So these properties we will be going through, and exercise 8.1 we start. In exercise 8.1, first question I am telling you now, that is based upon angle sum property. Its examples we can discuss later. This is exercise 8.1 we are starting. Only first question we will be doing today, and rest of the part we will be doing in next lecture. In 8.1 it is given. First question, the angles of quadrilateral are in ratio. Ratio is given 3:5:9:13. 3:5:9:13, and you have to find all the angles. This is in standard form given. So we will assume, let the first angle is 3x, then second is 5x, third is 9x, and the fourth is 13x. So angle sum property of quadrilateral we have that sum of 4 angles is 360 degree. So 3, 5, 9 and 13. If I add, my answer should be 360 degree. So by adding it, you have 30x 360 and x will be 360 upon 30. So x is 12 degree. But I want angles, they are 3x, 5x, 9x and 13x. So you will be multiplying 3 with 12, 5 with 12, 9 with 12 and 13 with 12. 12 3s are 36, 12 5s are 60, 12 9s are 108, and multiply 12 with 13, 156. So by adding all these four angles, you will be getting a sum of 360 degrees. So rest of the questions we will be doing in next lecture. Till 8.1 we have started. Whatever questions we are doing, you just do them side by side. It will be easy for you to understand. Thank you.